Ichigo Kurosaki spent 15 years bleeding for the Soul Society, fought gods, broke his own soul twice, did it all to protect the balance between the world of the living and what comes after. His son was born with a smile that could light up the room, but the archives just pulled a classified file and it turns out Kazui Kurosaki has been breaking the balance since the day he learned how to walk. Not on purpose. That's the part nobody warned Ichigo about. Kazui is Ichigo's son. Half Shinigami, half Quincy, half Hollow, and 100% a child who has no idea what he actually is. When the manga ended, we got a brief look at Kazui doing something remarkable. He opened a gate. Not a big, dramatic gate, a quiet one. Almost offhand little gesture. A kid playing with powers he barely understands. The entire fandom looked at the scene and said, how cute. But the next generation of Shinigami is here. The archives looked at that scene and flagged something else entirely. Something eerie. Here is what the archives flag. Kazui's gate does not go where everyone assumes that it goes. The Bleach Hell chapter, the 2010 movie the Kubo personally supervised, established that the visual language of Hell's gates, they look different from Soul Society's gates, a different color, different structure, different energy. Kazui's gate in the final manga chapter matches Hell's versus language, not Soul Society's. Everyone celebrates the final panel as a new beginning, but if the archives are reading the visuals correctly, Kazui has been opening portals to hell, not the Soul Society. Every soul he touches with his power may have gone somewhere Ichigo cannot follow, somewhere that doesn't send them back. Now, back to the hidden secrets, because this is where it gets generally cruel. Ichigo's entire arc is about protecting souls. Every war, every sacrifice, every time he shattered his own powers to save someone, it was all about making sure the cycle stayed intact. And his son, his blood, may have been quietly feeding the cycle into the wrong drain. Not evil, not chosen, just born with a broken compass. Diamonds are just dirty rocks crushed under pressure. Kazui's Ichigo's legacy, and legacy is never as clean as history book says. Here is what makes this a dark archive case and not just a fan theory. Tite Kubo does not draw things by accident. The man spent 10 years hiding Aizen's betrayal in plain sight. He designed Gin Ichimaru's smile to carry 100 years of grief without a single panel explaining it. When he drew Kazui opening the gates in the final chapter, the last time we saw this story for 10 years, he made a specific visual choice. He could have drawn it any other way he wanted. He chose that way. The 25th anniversary announcement. The Hell Arc returned. The August 2026 date. The archives has had the file sealed for decades. Kubo just handed us the key. Let me lock this in for you. Kazui Kurosaki, Ichigo's son, has powers that nobody has fully explained. The visual evidence from this final chapter suggests his gate leads to hell, not the Soul Society. And Kubo built this into a story 10 years before announcing the Hell Arc. If you are watching this for the first time, welcome to the Dark Archives. The subscribe button is right there, and the like button is for more people to investigate the files further. So, what does that mean for the Hell Arc? It means Kazui is not just a supporting character in his father's sequel story. He may be the very reason the gates opened in the first place. Every soul he accidentally rooted to hell, that is a soul that did not pass through the normal cycle. That is a soul with unfinished business, a debt. And hell in Bleach is not a place of fire and punishment. It is a prison. A prison whose warden has been receiving unauthorized deliveries for years. The gates are not opening because Kubo needed a new arc. They are opening because the ledger finally ran out of room. Yamamoto, Unohana, Ukitake, they are all in there. But so is every soul Kazui touched without knowing where it was going. The Gote 13 is not walking into a rescue mission, they are walking into a reckoning. One that started in a child's bedroom while Ichigo was sleeping. The Soul Society built its entire identity on the idea that the cycle is clean. The soul moves in order. The system works. Kazui Kurosaki, age 7, never lost a fight he understood. May have been running a parallel system for years without a single adult noticing. A clean white jacket usually means you're really good at hiding the bloodstains. Ichigo saved the world, his son may have quietly been breaking it, and the archives are telling you that this is not a tragedy, this is a setup. Kubo has been writing the first chapter of the Hell arc since the last chapter of the original run. But hey, that's a disclassified file for another night. Bon Kai.